Highway horror. It was past midnight, and the highway was nothing but an endless ribbon of darkness stretching between the silhouettes of dense woods on either side. Rachel had been driving for hours, the static from the old radio and the rhythmic hum of her tires on the asphalt her only companions. The road signs had long faded. The only light came from her dim headlights cutting a narrow path through the black. The highway had a reputation, but Rachel, a skeptic at heart, didn't believe the tales. Locals spoke in whispers of the lost traveler, a specter that haunted the stretch of road, appearing to those who drove alone. Stories told of drivers encountering a disoriented figure standing in the middle of the road, only for them to vanish the moment headlights illuminated them. Some said the figure would reappear in the back seat, seen only in the rearview mirror with eyes as dark as night. Rachel stifled a yawn and rolled down the window to let the cool wind clear her head. The silence outside was unnaturally complete. She could hear the crackle of her heartbeat more clearly than the wind. As she rounded a bend, the headlights revealed a figure standing in the middle of the road. Rachel slammed on the brakes, tires screeching as the car skidded to a halt inches from the figure. Her breath caught in her throat, eyes wide. It was a man, or what was left of him. His clothes hung in tatters, skin translucent and marred with deep shadows that shifted under the harsh light, his eyes empty. Hollow voice seemed to pierce through her as he opened his mouth, but no sound came out. Panic flooded Rachel's veins, and she dared not look away. She reached for her phone, but her fingers fumbled, the device clattering to the floor. When she looked back up, the road was empty. A shiver ran down her spine, and she quickly locked the doors, as if that would offer any safety. With a shaking hand, she pressed the gas pedal. The car inched forward, headlight sweeping the empty road ahead, but the unease wouldn't leave her. Every shadow cast by the trees felt like the specter's eyes watching her. Suddenly, a thud came from the trunk, a sharp, echoing sound that made her heart stop. She glanced at the rearview mirror, and her blood ran cold. A shape moved in the back seat, hunched and ragged, its breath misting the window from inside. Before Rachel could react, the figure raised its head, meeting her eyes in the reflection. The last thing she heard was her own scream before the car veered off the road into the waiting arms of the forest. By morning, all that was left was an abandoned car, headlights still dimly glowing, and the eerie silence of the highway where stories of horror were born and never ended.